see how this works out. I've never done it before. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And it seems like it's working. It's on. Let me adjust the screen a little bit. I don't know if that gives me engage with the audience, top fans. I'm clicking buttons just to see what's going on here. So got to turn my sound off so I don't hear myself talk. I have two different cameras going. There's a little box with a person by our comments. Okay. On YouTube, a little box with a person. I'm on YouTube and I'm on Facebook. I hope. I think I'm on Facebook. Yes, I'm on Facebook. I finally got that right. So I need to try and figure out how to add someone to the video. And it says that I'm going to be able to do it, that there's a little person with an icon. Okay, Shelly, I see you. It says I can invite you. So I don't know if anybody else is on. So hang on one second. Let me go and message that person to see if she gets on. And my internet is very slow. All right. It says I have to invite this person when they're on after I'm live. So everything is always trial and error here. So you never know what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to do my shares and see if I can share the video out to our other groups. It'll go to Witches, Crystals, and Magic. Okay, I'll send it there. There's a little box with a person. I saw that. Okay, give me a sec. I'm waiting to see if this person pops on so I can invite her. I've run into this problem before, so hopefully it will work. All right, I got to go to here. All right, that's not working. Hang on. All right, there we go. That's what I need to do so I can do the shares. So why do I not see? Hello, Tony. How are you? It is good to see you, my friend. I am sharing on my my personal page. All right. We are live. You're not seeing me. I am on Facebook hang on, I'm going to share this. I have to share this to Purple Moon Sanctuary. So I got to see if it'll let me when I'm in this profile. Yes, let's see. I got to switch profiles, then I can share it. Oh, Facebook is such a nightmare anymore. I really want to move away from Facebook. Okay. Next. Share. Okay. Keep editing. I don't need to keep editing. Post. Facebook is just driving me insane. All right. Now, let me go to this and see if the share went over there. Okay, the share did go over there. All right. So Everybody should be able to see me now who was waiting. I'm going to share to all the pages and groups that we go to. All right. Sharing. Let's see if they have come on and found us yet. Okay. Nope. Hang on. I'm just trying to get this individual here where I need her to be. Okay, so hopefully, that was weird. Let me try again. Bear with me, guys. We're getting there, I think. Okay, go there. This is always the fun part. I'm on YouTube. Yes, I'm on YouTube. Hopefully, I'm on YouTube and Facebook. And hopefully, I can get this out to all the groups. And hopefully, my friend can find us because I need her to get on. Can you reach out to her, Shelly, and see if you can point her in the right direction? She can either find this. I just shared it to Purple Moon Sanctuary, so it should be there. But it's also on all the other pages I stream to, and it's on Witchcraft on the Fly, which I'm sure she's a member of. So hopefully we can get this going here. All right, I'm almost done here with the sharing, and then I will go back to comments. Okay. On Facebook, by the share person, your guest request that way. I have no idea what that means. No. None. So let me try one more thing. And oh, my internet connection is really bad. Things are really slow. All right. Hopefully she finds us because there she is. There she is. Now, okay. I just invited you, ma'am, to join me. So, all right. Let's see what we got. Accept. Why is it not letting me accept? Why? Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I just don't see you. All right, I will figure this out. All right, let me see. It sent me, it says request, allow the audience to ask to participate, and I'm hitting accept, and of course, it's not working. How did you get Did you answer my invitation? Oh, there you are. I see you. You're on top of my head. Huh? I don't see you. You are on top of my head in the broadcast. So I see you. You are here. Technology has befuddled us for so long, my friend. But it's okay. It's okay. Maybe if I do this, it's larger. And I don't know. No, it made it smaller. I'm just trying to figure out if I can change the layout so that you're not on top of my head. But I don't believe that it is letting me do that. It's just dirty girl. Yeah, we'll have to practice this some more and figure this out. But you're here, so that is all that matters. That is all that matters. And I can see you, and you can just see like the top of my face, like my nose. So I don't know why that is. I have no clue because I'm looking at the phone and it says, "Yeah, I can see you. You're just fine." So I don't want to mess with any of this because I would probably disconnect us if I keep touching things. So I'm just gonna leave it alone, and you guys can just look at the top of my face, and yeah, it'll be great. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. Okay, so my special guest is my wonderful, wonderful soul sister, Miss Katrina Elder, and I'm so happy to see you here. How have you been? Really good, actually. I've been really busy, as you all know. October is right. So I think I've been thinking about you and had some interesting spirit activity in the shop today. Um, it has been crazy, and my poor little dog is just so sensitive, and he doesn't know what to do um, with anything of any of this. So, um, yeah, and so yeah, he just is not having it. Um, but I've been feeling something. There was something very negative here, and there was just this whole thing. And Shelly and I were talking, and there was a spirit here that was hiding from whatever these were, and I felt like this really negative presence, which I don't usually have, you know. And I walked in today, and it was like so hot. I'm like, okay, that's not good. And the air conditioning wasn't working. So, I was talking to Shelly, and she's like, "You have a visitor," and I'm like, "Yeah, I have a whole bunch of them." And we figured out there. And he talked to Shelly and told her that he had followed me from home because he was trying to avoid them because they were not nice. So we banished them, and he's still hanging around here somewhere. I let him stay for a while. So yeah, so that's my day. And I was like, spirits, that's a great topic for us to go to. Oh yeah, yeah. My house has been very active. Um, and again, poor Ozzy is just like, you know, he doesn't know good from bad. I don't think he quite knows what is going on. So he's just like standing on my chest, like he's like darting back and forth, like he's just like watching all angles. Just calm down, it's okay. Yeah, yeah, he's new to all of this. You know, rock and roll, Harley Davidson, he's okay with spirits, not so much. So you can only see the right side of our faces. That's so weird because I can see Katrina 100%, and I can only see me from the eyes up, and it's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, I am seeing the Hi, Sid. How are you? Um, I decided at the to invite Miss Katrina to join me because I miss her so much and I miss doing this with her. And yeah, we're having some technical difficulties as usual. You have to share with me what you use for your broadcast because I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling, not technical. So, um, anyway, we are talking about spirits. Um, and Miss Katrina, talk to us about October, the veil being thin and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And I feel too that the veil is especially thin this year, a lot thinner than other
Yeah.
Octobers. But yeah, I mean, a lot of spirits are coming, especially like my mom's been doing a lot. My father's been trying to mediums. Some fellers don't think it's funny. But it's also but yeah, it's a great time to really celebrate your ancestors. You know, I
Mhm.
like to tea and teacup for mom for my in-laws there. I also going the back of my dog. Very, very today.
Ah,
But you guys cut it out. You're underneath the doing something.
we probably
You know,
shouldn't be doing.
that.
Ah,
But this is a good time to put up like burn candles in front of a photo, put their favorite things, you know, kind of like honor them a little bit. They like that. So that's what I like to do for this month. And then visit cemeteries is always a fun thing to do too.
yeah. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but uh, Miss Shelley and I will be taking a trip very soon. We're going to Louisiana,
Nice.
and
That'll be
so
nice.
I am sure we will encounter some spirit activity everywhere. Her and I go, there is always some sort of.
She's a spirit magnet. So
She is.
you go to her, you have to go to them.
Nope, nope, nope. They just follow her, jump in the car, whatever. Um, and so yeah, she's honing her abilities though. She's definitely getting better and more powerful. And
Good.
yeah, so we
Believing in yourself. So that's good. Trusting yourself.
yep,
That's important.
and we complement each other very well. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's important. You know. Yeah, absolutely.
So I wanted to talk about not just regular spirits. I wanted to talk about nature spirits today.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good one.
yeah, because sometimes we don't um, equate, elementals and some of the other things as spirits, but they're nature spirits and plant spirits, and they inhabit flora, minerals, elements, fauna, um, and they're very etheric beings. And I know that you have a lot of experience with fairies, and you introduced me to fairies. And I absolutely am so thrilled that I have my gnomes back. Um, they are taking oh
I
my
feel that.
yes, my garden. I missed them. It was very sad when I did not have my gnomes. So obvious elementals are part of the four elements. There's the earth elementals, which are the gnomes. Um, and they embody the physical qualities of earth. And then we have the water fairies, which are they're
Springs, like, well, yeah,
the undines, the sylphs, things like that,
right.
and they are more fluid. And then the air is the sylphs. I'm sorry, and then fire, with which is usually the salamanders. Um, and what else is there? Hmm?
Hens, teas,
Yes.
but they're also hens. They're all classified underneath the fire element.
Okay, I did not know that. See, I learned something new today. Um, so then we talk about fairies for a second, because a lot of people don't realize that, like gargoyles, gnomes, those are types of fairies, and I know that you have so much experience with fairies, and people just don't realize that they are not what we think they are. They don't look like Tinkerbell.
No, rarely. I have seen some really beautiful fae, but yeah, they're not usually like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
People gnomes you see that the common garden gnome.
Right.
They don't look like.
No, they're kind of scary. Kind of scary, actually.
They stink, but
Well, they live underground, and
right.
it is what it is. And there's another one called plant divas, and they inhabit plants, flowers, and other vegetation, and they are responsible for growing and all those herbs and those wonderful things that we use in our holistic practices. Um, Hi, Sid. Glad to see you too. Um, and it's actually rooted in a lot of indigenous beliefs, Hinduism, Buddhism, and they're depicted as very etheric beings. Um, and there's also plant totems, plant angels, and they are said, not that I have any experience, but they are said to embody the qualities and characteristics of plants, which is kind of cool. And you can call upon them for guidance, protection, or healing. Yep.
People see them often and don't know what they are.
Right.
They're not sure what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Very strangely.
Yep. And then the earth elementals, they dwell, underground, plants, trees, rocks, um, forests, caves, um, and negative feature. They're afraid of being buried alive or leaving the house when a earth people. A negative. What happens? They range from helpful to mischievous to humans, and the negative things they can do is induce fear of leaving the house when an earth elemental is present. That may or may not be true.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very odd frequency. And
Yeah.
people feel that.
Yeah. And then air elementals.
Like
Yeah.
feel foreboding.
Yeah.
They really give that foreboding.
Oh, there you go. Oh. All right. And then air elementals have power over clouds, snow, wind, all that. And the negative features of them is the impulse to jump from high places or commit violent assault on other people. That's interesting. I did not know that.
They rarely do, though, is a thing, too. We hear a lot of negative stuff about the fae, and they're not bad unless you are. I mean, people
Right.
worry about it because I've heard no ever heard them. It's like, no, as long as your intentions are good, it's fine.
But there are certain rules. And what are the rules?
After midnight, don't get nuts. That's Gremlins.
No, that's Gremlins. We're on the wrong ones.
Well, some close. They don't like to get offended. They have egos. They're very. They don't. They don't like. Find humans to be inauthentic, so they don't like us to say thank you or you're sorry, that kind of stuff, because it doesn't mean anything to them. They prefer gestures.
Okay.
To words.
And gifts.
But yeah, they love gifts, as you well know.
Yep, they do love gifts.
They like to be. They like to be worshipped. And it used to be, back in pagan time. Even some Native Americans, the tree people. That's what we call them. And they would give them offerings and do rituals and stuff for them. And we don't do that anymore. So they get forgotten. Yeah. And that can make them upset. Yeah. Mad. They shy away from humans.
Yeah, because we fear things we don't understand, and then when we fear things, we try to harm them.
Exactly. We kill what we're afraid of.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like,
But gnomes do like rum, just in case anybody needs to know.
they like to be drunk. A lot of Fae do. I'll
Mhm.
tell you what I want
Yep,
in the summer.
yep.
Get a lot of wine.
Wine, rum, yes. I'm sure they love mead
Yeah.
as well. We should try some mead.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, they like to. They like the partiers. Lots of times people will hear music. They like to do that a lot. They like to. They live a free life. You
Yeah.
don't have to. They're not living away. Doing different things. Their job basically is just they're guardians of the earth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's why people really feel Bigfoot is also a type of fairy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he's a guardian. And I think that when people encounter him negatively, is that they're up to no good.
Okay.
Yeah. We always watch those documentaries where we were just camping and we were having a fire and he started throwing rocks at us, and I'm thinking,
Hi, Rebecca Lynn. Welcome. I'm glad that you made it. I'm not. The comments are really slow to show up. I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out eventually. We made it here. So, oh my goodness, who's that handsome man? He's oh my goodness, he's so big. So big.
he's an adult now.
Yeah.
He's a beauty.
He is gorgeous. He is. I saw a picture of Izzy the other day, and I remember when she was so little tiny.
Yeah. She's overweight. She went to the vet yesterday. She weighs 16 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's probably weighed 11.
We should we have to watch her girlish figure. Yeah. Yeah.
She has the curves, she doesn't really, but yeah, she could lose some weight.
A little bit.
But can't we all?
Can't we all? Exactly. Exactly. All right. So the next one we have is fire elementals, which obviously have power over flame and smoke. And then water elementals generally dwell near streams or rivers, lakes or ponds, oceans, bogs, even fountains and wells. And they can be associated with rain, fog, mist. Um, and you could become obsessed with them. We could become obsessed with water, and then they can lead you into the water and result in drowning, which is um, an age old, like the mermaids, or the huh?
The sirens.
Yeah, the sirens leading you to a watery.
Yeah. That's nice because, I've never encountered that.
Right.
And I think it's been a long time since anyone, has mysteriously, died in those ways. But,
Yeah.
I'm sure it can. I guess I'm not, we know better than that to say it never or always, right? So,
Yeah.
but I feel as long as you're respectful, because these elements and these theories,
They're very old.
Yeah, older than us. They were here first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the earth makes them. The earth uses energy like elementals are earth made.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when we die, we become part of that. It's a cool part in the process.
Cool.
Because our ego is here and our ego gets transmuted by the earth. And it gets turned into energy. There's different types of energy. Energy never dies. It's transformed.
True.
So we become part of a greater purpose, such as the guardians. And I've seen guardians in cemeteries. It's a good time to meet a guardian.
Yeah.
This time of year.
Ah.
And you never feel like you're alone, right? You always think it's spirits.
Yeah.
And it's not. Usually cemeteries are pretty quiet for spirits.
Yes, very.
Usually elementals are fairy that are guarding the cemeteries. Cemeteries, which we know are sacred.
Mm-hmm.
The Egyptians, and the Americans with their sacred burial mounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. So when you're in a cemetery, you're being watched to see, make sure that you're not desecrating
Mm-hmm.
grave sites, or grave robbing or anything like that. And I tell people who's doing it, I'm like, I feel bad for them because they're going to have some bad luck.
Yep.
We'll follow them home.
Yeah, absolutely. The Irish culture is very respectful of the Fae, and yeah, very, very respectful and a little bit fearful. Um, and
Sure, yeah,
that's
they won't build roads. They won't build. They're very fearful of elves,
mm-hmm.
and they won't build roads where they believe where there's elves living.
Oh.
I think it's good. That's what happened in Hawaii when they weren't supposed to build the highway, and the fire.
Yeah.
Fate, or they made sure that
didn't happen. Yep. And in my research, I came across a couple of other elementals that I thought were interesting. Spirit elementals, which are elements made up of the soul or spirit material rather than traditional earth, air, fire, and water. And they come from other worlds into this dimension.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I've never heard of that, but yeah, it does. And then space elementals. I think the spirit elemental would almost be like Bigfoot because he comes from, I believe, like we've talked about, he comes from another dimension. That's why nobody can film him because.
That's a good thought.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And then space elementals are not of this earth and come from outside the earth's atmosphere, often mistakenly thought of as angels or aliens. And they come from another world or plane of existence.
Yeah, I've experienced things of that nature.
Yeah, I have as well at your place of residence, ma'am. Remember?
Yeah, we a lot of from space. Yeah.
Yeah, remember that at your old house? There was that that which is crazy. Remember, every time a plane would go by, all of a sudden, what looked like a star would go chasing after it, and we're like, "Oh my God, what is that?"
Sorry. But yeah, that was a fun night. I know I miss you. You need to come visit soon.
Absolutely. I hopefully not. Summer's coming to an end, and October is insane. So probably closer to the holidays, you know. And this is another interesting one: an artificial element. It says they're generally created by the thoughts of a human that has taken on a life of its own. They're created when a person, yeah, when a person becomes obsessed with an idea, person, or object, and it's a conscious form of thought form creation and technically a type of magic. And this actually comes from druidic practices of creating an entity for a specific person, for a specific purpose.
Purpose. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that for my cousin. We made a guardian and created a being. So yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, right. So quirky. He's such a diva.
Yeah, yeah. And then, what do you know about?
Which kind?
Well, there are multiple kinds here. There are, it says water nymphs. Yeah. Yeah.
Those are mischievous, and
Okay.
they're not too common around here. They're popular like in other countries.
Okay.
Other European places.
Hi, Deborah.
But yeah, I watched the nymphs. They're the ones that killed Pan. You know the story of the pussy willow.
Mm-hmm.
The willows.
Yeah.
The story of Pan, because he was in love with that one nymph, and her and her sisters drowned the poor Pan.
Yep.
So they're terrible. So you gotta be careful with them
Yes, they will lead you to a watery death.
It's just they're so.
And then we have dryads, which are another type of nymph.
Like
The tree, yeah.
They can't leave. Yeah. They're usually in oak trees.
Yep.
And they stay in the tree.
But they're born with the tree, and they only live as long as the tree does, which I was not aware of.
Yeah, they live after the tree dies.
Oh, really? Oh, my research is wrong then. It says they only live as long as the tree, which really doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, they can live. They can live because the tree, as long as the tree is still there, because the tree, it takes a long time for a tree to fully, especially an oak tree because they're so big.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
We've seen so many big trees, and they just kind of stay there. They look scary.
Yeah, and it's I every once in a while, you see a tree that's like a really big oak tree, and you just know that tree is like a guardian. It's and it's got a tree fairy in it.
You can hear them. If you're ever in the woods, you hear like trees, like they're talking.
Yeah.
It's that kind of sound as the trees and stuff. And that's usually dryads talking amongst the other dryads.
Yep, absolutely. I've heard that. So yeah, you can connect with nature spirits. Just be careful. And
I use every day. Magic, especially air.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a fire sign, but I'm really drawn to air element. And I can control wind. I can do different things. And so I do a lot with the air elementals and fairies. I have pictures too of sylphs. I have caught a parent, I'll just send to your page. So
Yeah. Yeah, because every time we tried to get a picture, you know how that went.
It's usually what happens. You're supposed to ask her if they want their picture taken, it will. That's the thing too with fairies. If they want it, they can, because they can manipulate.
Oh yeah.
Because they have that ability.
Yep.
It's like they're seen. There's
right.
Never any. Sometimes I wake up and I've seen fairy in our bedroom, and they'll act like, oh look, she sees us, and then they fly.
They're watching.
And fairies, like I said, they don't look like Tinkerbell. They usually look like hairless little monkeys. Usually, they're very skinny, very pretty, they're very bad looking. It's scary. I remember kids seeing them, thinking that I had like demons, And yeah, and I remember too. I would always tell Jared what I saw, or because I can't draw at all.
Right.
I try to draw it. Jared actually found me a guy who sees the fairies like I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so some books.
That book is great. Yes, I've seen that book.
And his name is Brian Proud,
mm-hmm.
and his wife is usually the illustrator. I'll find some pictures here. Like this one here. Here's a brownie. You see it?
Move it a little bit to your left. There we go. There you go.
That's a brownie. That's who's working in the house. And they like honey. They come in different shapes and sizes and stuff as well. Fairies are like human. They just kind of come in different. Here's a good picture here too of what a dryad could look like. It's kind of dark. You see it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. was like, but yeah, this guy's really very good illustrators. I'm trying to find some others here that kind of help. Right, not only does he write what they look like, but he writes descriptions on what they do.
What they do, yeah. That's a very, very
So,
cool book.
really good book. It's yeah, this one's called Rhyme Rose Fairy Tales. And then I also got one here. This one here is fairies. Has various different things. And fairy art. Very big books. But
Yeah.
really neat. It's nice to see somebody else. I guess, you know, it's like, you know, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And then my husband found these. This is nice, these fairies like him. So it made me feel like I wasn't crazy. And when I was seeing, I was really seeing them.
Right, right. And I think
Because
sometimes we see things like, and it's such a fleeting glimpse that we think it's our imagination. You know?
Yep. Yeah, I see them every night, usually. So I wake up.
There they are.
There they are, doing all kinds of crazy things in my bedroom. Yeah, and well, you know, you've been here, so the cats play with them. Luna, especially, she just runs the house.
Nixie does that at my house. She is constantly playing something that I can't see, and I know it's a fairy.
Right, I know. That's just right. You just know.
What are short gremlin size that are round? That's Shelley asked. They're short gremlin size and they're round. What are they?
Okay, what are the particular?
Yeah.
No. Where have you seen them? Because are they naked? Do they have
Are
clothes?
they naked? Are they naked?
Sounds like it could be a polka. They have pointy ears and teeth, big eyes.
I'm waiting for her to respond.
Okay. Too much information here.
Too many options. Too many options.
There are so many. There's just thousands of different types. You know, have different things.
They have clothes. She said they have clothes.
Okay. Could be. It could be. It could be a duster. It could be. Is it in your house?
Is it inside? And she said yes. Ears, medium eyes, or the ears pointed.
Okay, so I would say those are called a duster. Those are the ones that actually are they're cleaners. They're kind of like a brownie. But they're more attuned to being they dust your house. I should look at it see if I find a picture. I probably could. But it sounds like that's what it is. And they love tea, coffee, cream, and honey. So if you give them some, I like to put it out like little seashells because they're really pretty. Anyways, they're little mini seashells. I mean, they work perfectly as offerings. I also bought myself I found a tiny tea set. Like the plate's this big. And it has little tiny 2 teacups, 2 saucers. It has a little creamer, sugar, a little teapot. And I use that. I'll actually put tea and cream and I
Oh, how cute. She said they're outside near the woods.
Okay. Those might be gnomes. Do you have big ears, big nose? Do they smell?
Do they smell?
Smell.
Yeah, and gnomes are not messing with the tea and honey. They want some rum, some wine, some rum.
They like food too.
Oh, there we go.
And
yeah. Sadly, she can't see the comments, which is why I'm reading them to her. And
I can't see the comments. I'm so sorry.
And I can't see them on my computer. I can only see them on my phone. It's weird. So
all I see is myself.
I'm going to talk to Sid, and we're going to figure this out and figure out. If I can go back to StreamYard and figure out, StreamYard worked great if I can get them to work can with Facebook. And if not, I don't know. I suppose if we could do it on YouTube and then upload it to Facebook. So just have to figure it out. They didn't smell. It didn't smell. He scares the shit out of me.
Oh,
It's got to be a
yeah, it
gnome.
could be a goblin,
Oh, a
actually.
goblin.
Telling me it could be a goblin, which they are bad. They get bad rap, but they're actually kind of protective. They'll keep other things like raccoons and stuff away. Um, they like pretty things. They like shiny stuff. So maybe put a crystal or something out for them, or some sort of shiny, something that kind of sparkles jewelry. It's meant to be thieves.
They all like shiny things.
Yeah. I remember when my tent got shredded, I thought it was goblins, and here it was my cats.
Oh my gosh. In YouTube, the picture is better, but can't comment. Jeez. Yeah, I got to figure that out. I don't know why the chat is not working. It should be.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say something and see what happens. Says welcome to the live chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not the most technically adept person on the planet. So yeah, there's that. But we will figure it out. We will figure it out. I got this really cool camera that it's on a tripod and it like swivels and it like follows you and stuff. But I couldn't. I just got it and it didn't come with directions. So I was on YouTube trying to figure out how to use it with YouTube. And yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. So maybe by next week I'll have it figured out, you know. There's always next time, you know.
For sure. For sure.
Well, all right, so we still have a few more minutes. And so let's shift back to talking about good old-fashioned spirits that are walking through the veil right now. Like I was telling Shelly, I came into the shop today and it was hot, even though the air was working. I had hung up a huh?
It could be angels. Angels usually they're the ones that have the hot.
I was in my bedroom last night and it got real hot and I knew it was an angel and I said, hey, if this is an angel, you're bringing the heat. Can you take a step back? And immediately they did. So I knew that was an angel in the bedroom, but I came in today and literally something that was not plugged in turned itself on. Something that was hanging on the wall, and I just hung it yesterday, and it's brand new, and it had a very good, sturdy hanging thing. I found it on the floor shattered today. And then it was a Halloween decoration. It was really cool. It was a mirror that had a ghost coming out of it. It looked really, really cool. It shattered. And then I had a bag of my stuff sitting on the table, and the bag literally started moving all by itself. And I'm just like, the first thing I did was call Shelly. I'm like, oh my God, what in the F is going on right now? This stuff is going nuts in here. And we figured out what was going on. And she's like, it was that spirit trying to get my attention. And he most certainly did. So yeah, it was kind of a crazy afternoon. But yeah, when stuff starts turning on that's not plugged in, it's a little bit disconcerting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. That one was like, oh shoot, that's not normal. Tony's like, cool. It was not cool in the moment. It was terrifying. Because usually I don't freak out usually. Usually I'm like, huh, that's different. Never saw that before, but it was just like boom, 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 right on top of one after the other, and I was like, "Okay, this is getting a little wild."
You're like, whoa, now. Yeah, somebody definitely wanted your attention. That's so funny.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, guys, be alert. You will have visitors. Hopefully, they'll be someone you know, but maybe not. And they're
Yeah,
just
no,
they're
no.
just passing through.
Usually, like what's the stuff we get? I know it's either my mom or it's his parents.
Hmm.
We get a lot every day. We have something. One time, Jared came home from work and he walked out of the bedroom and he walked in the bathroom, walked back in the bedroom, and he goes, "Why did you shut the door?" And we had like a barn slider for the door, and I'm like, "I didn't." I never heard it slide shut. That was a weird one. What was it shut?
Wow. Yeah.
I have friends that come here and get kind of freaked out when they hear things, and I'm just
No, it was funny when Shelly and I were talking about what was going on. I was like thinking we would sound like lunatics to anyone who didn't know us. I remember the very first time I ever went to your old house, and it was the first time that we met in person. It was the second time we met in person, because the first time was
oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah. So I went to the house, and I'm like, we're sitting there talking, and I'm like, "Hey, where's your bathroom?" And I go down to the end of the hall, and I'm like, I go into the bathroom, and I do my business, and I come back out, and I just walk in, and I sit down. I look at her, I'm like, um, is there someone who lives at the end of the hall, right by the bathroom door? And she goes, it's probably my grandfather. I'm like, yeah, I just walked through him. Yeah, we met. It's cool. So yeah, so I've been seeing stuff and doing stuff with you since the very first time, and it was always something. The cat, the fairies. We've had so many experiences. It was awesome.
I know it is awesome because those are experiences that nobody can take away from us. People can tell us that we're nuts, it's not real, blah blah blah. But no, we have real experiences, and that's what matters. I mean, that's what gives you experience with these things. Experience.
Yeah, and you get to the point where at first it's scary, but then after a while you're like, huh, that's new.
Yeah, and I see something above my head, whatever, and I just go back to sleep.
Yeah.
I used to, get out of bed or try to chase it,
Yeah, whatever. I'm going back to sleep. Yeah. And
I don't care.
and the more you hang out with people that have abilities, you taught me this, that the more your abilities will grow. And you did that for me, and I did that for Shelly. Because every time, oh my goodness, every time Shelly and I are together, bizarre shit happens every time. I'm like, it's going to be. I'm so looking forward to the trip to Louisiana, because there's a lot of stuff down there. A lot of yes. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens this time, and hopefully we won't set anything on fire or, you know. We do need to go to Salem. Tony wants us to come see her in Salem. I have been there multiple times, and I am always down for another Salem trip. So, one of these days when, we'll have to be like, all right, Jarrett, we're going to need you to stay with the dogs for a few days, and we're going to steal Katrina, and we're going to Salem.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
it really would.
It is really. I really like it there. It's by the ocean, and the energy is just really, really awesome. And so is the seafood.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, I want to eat and I want to do a ritual.
There you go. Yep. But yeah, it's a very cool place to visit. Yeah, one of these days, Tony and I keep talking about it, so we got to make it happen. We got to plan it maybe next year. This year, running out of time. Um,
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, there's
definitely.
that. Definitely. Yep, maybe next year. October is crazy. I have been to Salem um, every week in October, because I've been there like 5 times, and every week in October, but I've never been there for Halloween, which I really don't want to. It's just an utter insanity. But it's so cool just with the street performers and the crowds and people and their kids. People are dressed up, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be a cool festival. I've always wanted to go to Germany when they have the parade
Krampus?
of Krampus. Thank you. Yeah, Krampus.
Yes. I've seen that. Yeah, that is so cool. I have a friend in Serbia, and
Oh,
they do this it's really big in their culture. And last year I saw pictures on Facebook where she went and she took her little boy who was like maybe a year, and her husband and her mom and stuff. And I was like, "Oh my God, why didn't you not call me? I want to go." So I'm going to make sure because we work together. So I'm going to make sure that she lets me know when they go, because I want to go this year and see it. It's like this whole thing. And you can get your picture taken with Krampus. And her little boy is like 2 years old, and he's not even afraid. He's just like, whatever.
those costumes are terrifying. I looked at some of those costumes. They're like $1,000, $2,000.
Yeah, they're insane. They're insane. But that's that's your thing, man. Go for it. Spring is better. Yeah, spring probably is better because there's not the crowds and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to enjoy the ambiance of Salem, you want to go off season because spirits and all that, they're not out. They're going to be hiding.
Yeah.
It's too many people.
Yeah, way too many.
They're going to be somewhere else, the outskirts of town until.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yep.
Yeah, I might want to go.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. It'd be fun to go for the festivities, just to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Like sort of witch walks and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm so busy in that because it's very overstimulating.
Oh yeah.
For people to be, that, and then and I can't do both. So.
Yep. Oh no, we lost sound. Yeah, we did. For a minute, your mouth was moving, but nothing was coming out.
Yep. Like a Japanese movie.
Yep. It's Godzilla. I guess the spirits are telling us that it's time to end this broadcast. Most likely.
They won't be talked
about. Yep. Well, they did let us go. We got to a lot more in than we did last time we tried to.
Yeah. Well, I asked them. I told them, and they knew. So,
okay.
And I even told them if they wanted to put some appearances.
Yeah, nothing yet. So maybe they.
Spare room with better lighting because it's getting so dark so early.
Yeah.
And downstairs in my reading room, it's kind of dark, so I thought my best bet would be upstairs.
Yeah, I recognize the decor as my guest room.
Yeah, the decor, the cowboy, vintage cowboy kind of look. Yeah.
Billy Joe, hi Billy Joe. She made it.
Love you, girl.
Yes, thank you all for hanging out with us. Definitely want to get back into the swing of doing the show again every Wednesday. Yeah, get back into hanging out with my friends and teaching stuff that we know and sharing knowledge and just having fun. It's all about the fun. We are not professionals. No. And it's obvious when you look at this. The picture on my phone looks so great, but the rest of it is just, yeah, it's the top of my head and the bottom of hers. So.
Doesn't look like this,
Yes. We've had some interesting moments. I'm definitely going to get a hold of Sid and figure out what he's using because his stuff. I think he's still using StreamYard. So there's and he's doing it on Facebook. So he's got to figure out a way that that he can do it. And if we can do the same thing, then we're golden. Because, StreamYard worked wonderful.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, this was fun. Thank you for doing for it's just awesome.
Terry Elder. Who is Terry Elder?
Oh, that's Terry.
She's on. She said, I really love this. Thank you. Billy Joe says you're awesome. Yeah, I apologize, guys. That we're struggling here, and the only person that can see the comments is me on my phone. So yeah, I'm reading them to her so she can know what people are saying because these are all her people that joined us. So thank you all.
Really thanks, guys.
We love the support. We know we're not going to hit like a huge audience, but it's nice to have our friends and family show up to support. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yep. That's what I love. It's love and support.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to say thank you again to everyone and good night. Miss Katrina, thank you so much for joining me. I miss you so much, my beautiful sister.
I miss you so
much. We will get together soon. We absolutely have to. Thank you for coming. It meant my heart. I love you. All right, everybody. You guys have a great night, and we will see you next week, hopefully, with better technology. So good night, everybody, and blessed be. I don't know how to end this one. Hello, Rising Dawn. I have no idea how well any of this worked or how it looked. I will be looking at it later. We were running on both Facebook and YouTube, so I will compare the two and see what's better. So have a good night, everyone, and see you next week.